In this video, we're going to show you how to install the vapor canister purge solenoid on your Kia Sorento located on your engine. With the hood open, go ahead and locate your battery right here on the driver's side front portion of the vehicle. We'll use a 10mm socket, our extension and ratchet to go ahead and loosen the 10mm nut here. Go ahead and give this a twist. Go ahead and pull it up and off and set it aside. We're going to remove our air intake tube. We have to use our Phillips head screwdriver. And normally what you want to do is unscrew the center. And as this comes up, you can use your trim tool to lift it up. Now ours are slightly damaged, but normally the center will come up and you can get your trim tool underneath, lift up the centerpiece, and then pop out the bottom. Lift this up, pull it towards you, and set that aside. Now on the left side of our air intake tube, you're going to find a clamp right here, and there's one further back here. We're going to go ahead and use our pliers. I'm going to use some standard needle nose pliers here to go ahead and pinch that and wiggle that back. And same thing for the one in the back over here. And then go ahead and pull these off. Once you have those two hoses off, you want to go ahead and follow this air intake tube down to the throttle body. There's a clamp on your air intake tube here. Want to loosen this clamp. Remember, just loosen it. You don't want to undo the clamp. Make sure that it spins around freely. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and unbolt our air filter box here. There's going to be two 10mm bolts right down on the front side here, and then one in the back right hand corner closest to the strut tower. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen and remove these. These are 10mm. Now all three are the same size. Now at this point we're gonna go ahead and lift this up and out. Wiggle that off of the throttle body. Now that clamp might fall off. Now right here is the component we're going to be replacing. There's an electrical connector right here. We're going to go ahead and pop that off. And then there's a hose right here on the top. We need to take that clamp off, slide that back. And then there's a clamp right here. Slide that off, pull that off there. Now the unit itself is slid onto a metal bracket. And usually it's a little bit rusty. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this down a little bit to try and get things to loosen up for us. Make it easy to slide off. I'm going to use a pair of needle nose pliers here. I'm going to pinch, try and slide this back. And if it doesn't want to go, I'm going to use some hose pliers here. I'm going to pinch that and open up the hose clamp and try and wiggle this unit off of there. All right, well, we're able to get that hose clamp to come free. And slide that down a little bit. That's going to help us. That seal is stuck on there really good. Peel it back, spray a little solvent on there, and that should slide off now. There it goes. Do need to remove this one here. have the electrical connector right here. The release tab is right on the bottom of it here, so you want to basically push that tab down on the bottom. There we go. I was able to reach around underneath and just bend that tab down a little bit and pop that harness off. Now at this point we have to use a little bit of force to kind of get this unit off of the bracket. It is rusted and corroded. I'm using a large pair of channel locks or pliers here. I'm going to grab that unit and just kind of wiggle it back and forth, try and work it off of that bracket. There it is. It doesn't look too bad, but it would probably be great if you could clean that up a little bit. Ideally, maybe use a little bit of sandpaper on that to clean up that rust. Just use that sandpaper just to clean up some of that scaly rust on there. If the bracket is really rusty, probably be wise to go ahead and replace that as well. Use your pocket screwdriver to lift up in that little lock tab there. You can work this off here. Just going to slide this harness out of the way a little bit. Grab that electrical connector, just line it up. Go ahead and push that on. All right, once you feel that click into place, we have our clamps on our hoses. We have an electrical connector installed. This is slipped onto the bracket. Now if you pull out this harness just as we did here, go ahead and line those back up right on the metal brackets. And push those on. All right, let's install our air box. Go ahead and lower down the air box here. Feed down the air intake tube. Get that lined up. And then we'll squeeze the intake tube onto the throttle body. Once it's on there, it'll pretty much line up everything else. The back one you can reach right around. You can feel the grommet. Pop that down inside. Now these have a rubber grommet, so once they bottom out, you're all set. That's it. Now we have our air intake tube clamp down below. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate that around so that the bolt right here for the clamp is facing up. Let's go ahead and snug that down. Once that snugs down, you're all set. Then we can go ahead and install our hoses. Pop that on. Let's pop that back one on. And just move those clamps back. Now don't forget, if you have a check engine light on in the vehicle because this part is failing, use a proper scan tool. Go ahead and clear those codes or code. Install this onto our air filter box. Bring this down. You want to take your buttons here, install the lower portion, and then push down on the center and secure that. You're going to do that for all three. Well, sometimes these plastic buttons, they do break, so you'll have to source some replacements. Install your ground terminal. You want to make sure that that's down as far as it'll go on that post. Go ahead and secure this. And make sure it's good and tight. Give that terminal a wiggle, make sure it's good and secured. And you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.